Oh, what's up, guys? It's Tree Trunk, and I've got something a little bit different for you today. I've been working, as you can see, on this wall and corner section right here. But before I say that, or before I start talking about it, I wanted to mention a couple of things that I have on this creative world. One is this Elven build that I can show you later. Another is this farm design for survival mode, which is pretty cool. I got that off of Reddit and kind of uh, fixed how ugly it was before. So anyway, I'll look at those at the end. But I just wanted to get into this real quick. I don't know why I started doing this wall, but I decided randomly that I wanted to make one that was really big and looked really cool. So I made this first section right here. I uh, I used the skeleton plan that I developed on my other video, well, on a video on my other channel about roof designs on towers, where you essentially make a skeleton that looks like this, and you work with that and build it out, and then it creates what you want. So I know I wanted a middle pillar because I think those look pretty cool, and then I decided this section was going to be like 9 blocks wide, made it, and then using single player commands, copied it, pasted, copied, pasted 7 times because I also replicated it on this side. Rotated 180 degrees, pasted again. And that turned out to be really interesting to me because I was like, well, before I used that skeleton plan on a tower, on a roof anyway, I wonder if it can work for buildings, and it did. So I think this looks really, really cool. I obviously added a ton of details in that were after the fact, but the whole basic idea stands. I wanted a wall that looked there that came up, in, and out because I think that's really defensible, or at least it looks that way to me. I also wanted it pretty wide in here. You'll notice you have a 3 wide walkway, excluding these areas for patrolling up here. So anyway, I decided that I was going to have to try a wall section as well because you can't just have a straight wall that goes forever unless you're China. But even that one curved, so you're going to have walls. Or corners, I mean. So anyway, I did the same thing. I decided that I wanted a skeleton that looked kind of like this. Um, I considered the sides first instead of the corners because the sides are the thing that you look the most at, I believe. So I knew I wanted it to follow the same sort of shape as the wall. I wanted it to go up, in, and then back out. I also wanted these little bastion things right here that came out as like little spikes. They were going to be out a lot further, but this was already a pretty big structure, so I recessed them in a little bit. Um, so to start this thing, I decided on my base length of this square. I decided it was going to be a square. All of these things are just kind of arbitrary decisions that you have to make in the building process. So I knew this thing was about 9 blocks wide, and I wanted it to be longer than that. So I chose 13, and then I deleted the corners right here, as you can see. So then I applied my skeleton right here to each side, and then as you can see, this isn't where I did it, but I kind of set this up so you could see what I mean. And then I just filled in the corners. Originally, I was going to have a little extra outcropping right here that could be, something like this, where you're up on here and you can kind of patrol the lower levels, or the area closer to the wall. Because if you're up here on top of this thing, you can't even see the wooden walkway there. So that's about 6 blocks that you're missing out on looking at. So I was going to have something like that right there, but it didn't work out because it looked kind of stupid and unstable, and enemies could easily take that out with arrows and then climb up, and then they're inside your tower, which you don't want. So instead, I added these little lava flow holes, I guess you could call them. I don't even know what to call them. Right here in the little channels because I decided that's what it looked like. So anyway, what I'm getting at is that this skeleton thing is really pretty awesome, and it can be applied to a lot of different circumstances, be it roofs or walls now, or towers, or whatever. Um, I really don't know why I didn't start building with this idea a lot sooner. Um, Also, I can do another video on the skeleton thing if you want me to kind of walk you through the process a little bit more, because my other video on it was pretty short as well. So, I think that's pretty much it for talking about this thing. Oh, um, yeah, I went through this whole corner process a lot, trying to decide what was going to be there, but ultimately I just decided to go with something that looked um, a little bit cool, I guess. I don't know. Kind of just fitted, kind of just fit the theme. So I also want to talk about how defensible this is and building in a defensible style, because I think that's really cool and it makes a lot of your builds look good. You'll notice that this is like 3 deep on top of here, which I really like. I haven't really done anything like this before, but I realize now that I should be, because this is very secure down here. This is the level you're going to be walking at. You know, you would come from here straight on out to this thing. This wouldn't be here, but I'm leaving it there because I have to paste it later. But anyway, you're so defended along here, and then you can place your blocks like this, get up, and then you can see out. But if you're getting shot at with arrows or whatever, you jump back in here and hide because nobody can see you. So I think that's really cool to have it recessed down like that a lot, um, as opposed to something like this. I see towers like this a lot, and actually I've made them myself a lot too, where you get inside and then you're kind of open, or you're in the open no matter what you do. I mean, you have these little battlements here, but they can only do so much whenever, you have a whole bunch of enemies like that. You can't really hide from them too much, especially in a tower when you can be seen from all sides. So, yeah, I think it is pretty cool that this goes down so far. And you can easily just, put in stairs or whatever to get up to here. So, the same goes for this. When you're standing inside of this, you're completely hidden from anybody out there. They can't see in. And I also put these little steps right here up so that you could shoot down on them. Another thing I experimented with was these holes right here. Originally, I had another stair in there like that, and that looks pretty cool. But I also was like, well, I can't really see very close to me at all. I had the same kind of issue as that thing. So what I did was I decided to just knock that out, and it ended up looking a lot cooler anyway, in my opinion. So all of these things are just, you know, random things to consider in the building process, especially if you're like me and you want to build something that's more realistic than not. Um, except for, the whole decoration aspect of it. I mean, the walls weren't decorated back in medieval times. They were supposed to be utilitarian, not aesthetic. But in Minecraft, we don't really have that issue. So we like to build for the aesthetic. You'll also notice that this is all full blocks, and I did that. I left it that way on purpose for this video because I wanted to show you that even with only full blocks, I mean, you don't even have to consider slabs or other materials or anything like that. You can still make something that looks pretty cool, just with full blocks. And that's when, once you have the structure down, because this structure is basically finished, but the details aren't, and there's going to be a lot of details in it. So it's important to note that you can make something bland off the bat and then go back and add details later. I think that's something that maybe a lot of people don't really get or haven't really considered. So that's a good tip. Moving on to these other two things, let me know which one of these you want to see more of. This one is a random Elven build that I did. It's like a hanging box kind of thing. These are supposed to be ropes because we don't really have anything closer to ropes than fences in Minecraft. I don't know, kind of a hanging Elven build sort of thing with some lighting in the water around it. Now if you go up here, I'm just going to fly because I'm awesome, and delete fences evidently, because I'm also awesome. But anyway, I wanted to do something kind of a different, and I don't really see a lot of the builds like this on YouTube, so I made one. Inside here, it's kind of like a little garden sort of thing, brewing stand, made with sand on the inside because that's really nice and soft on your feet and whatnot. And these people are like, basically would live like hippies up here. You got your little yellow sleeping mat there. I'm thinking about doing more builds like this, so if you like this, let me know, and I may consider doing more of those. Actually, I would strongly consider doing more of them, because it was pretty fun to do something like that. Or I could walk you through how I went about deciding what it was going to look like. This thing was a design I found on Reddit, which is, if I could get in here, jeez, is basically just a pillar of water with the corners missing that hydrates these 4x4 areas of crops. Because as you know, one block of water can do areas like this just from the corner. So yeah, you basically just make a cross design, fill it with water, and then make a layered design to it. And have different crops on each one, or you could do all wheat if you feel like it, or all whatever. But yeah, I found this on Reddit. The original idea is not mine, but I did make it a lot prettier, and added all the detail and the stairs and things like that. This can go under itself, so it can be repeated all the way down to bedrock, which I think is pretty cool. So you don't have to waste a ton of area on farms that span huge distances. You can have something that looks like this and just kind of put it underground. And I think that's pretty cool. So if you want a tutorial on that, or me to do another one and show you how to, I don't know, whatever, let me know about that. Let me know about the Elven thing if you want to see more of that, or if you want me to build more of it. And I think that's all for this video. So let me know what you think about all of this crap, and like, comment, subscribe, rate, all that stuff. I should be doing more of this stuff in the future, so thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.